Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to it's January the 30th, and welcome to the special meeting for the Village of Ruidoso. If you stand, join me in a moment of silence, and then we'll do the pledge. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I salute the flag of the state of New Mexico, the Zia symbol of perfect friendship among united cultures.
Okie dokie. Roll call, please, ma'am. I see Councilor Hooker's online.
Yes.
Here.
Counselor Jackson.
Here.
Counselor Letterman.
Here.
Counselor Eby.
Here.
Counselor Hooker.
Here.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. We'll go ahead and get started. Item agenda number 1 is discussion of possible action on the resolution 2024-06, a resolution amending the fiscal year 2024 budget quarter ending December 31, 2023 for certain funds and applications to the Local Government Division, LGD, of the New Mexico Department of Finance and Administration, DFA, for approval thereof. Good morning, Judy.
Good morning, Mayor, councilors. In front of you Good morning. In front of you is our resolution for budget adjustments from October 1st through December 31st. And like always, we will be referring to the Department of Finance and Administration, Local Government Division, Financial Management Bureau, schedule of budget events, budget adjustments. This is the sheet that shows you in total what the budget was for each category, plus it gives an explanation of what each adjustment was for. The overall increase to the budget from the second quarter was $2,001,781. And you'll see that there's not a lot of adjustments, and you're probably wondering, well, usually we have a page or two of adjustments. But if you recall, in our budget preparation for 24, a lot of the operational budgets and personnel budgets had been increased over previous years. So I believe a lot of the departments had some of the money up front. Usually in the past at mid-year, everybody was chomping at the bit to see if we were going to have a mid-year budget increase. But that little act of increasing the operational budgets, I think, held them through all the way through December. So this adjustment is really small, but we'll go ahead and continue on if everybody's at the location there. The first budget increase was in the general fund, and we increased revenues by $2,000. We increased the senior center donations by $2,000. I hadn't reconciled all the donation accounts until just recently. The actual donations totaled $26,000. However, the senior center needed an increase in their expenditure in order to get their volunteer dinner through. So now when we come back for third quarter, you'll see all the other adjustments to donations for police, fire, and whatever other agency we had. Transfers increased by $51,935. If you recall, we have a special revenue fund for correction fees. And when we charge tickets, there's a fine for our correction fee, and that helps to house our inmates. But according to statute, as long as we keep enough money in to cover the inmate housing expenses for the next year, any funds over that amount can be transferred back to the general fund for purpose. So this is actually a transfer. The PD has to upgrade the computer server for their body cameras. And this was an additional $51,000 increase that they didn't know about at the beginning of the budget. So we found the money in correction fees. There's still at least 20 or 30,000 in the correction fees left for inmate housing. We didn't drain it all. Some of the expenditures that increased was, again, for the computer server for the PD at $51,000. and we decreased utilities for computer server for IT. I have a little bit of extra money set aside in the general fund budget that if I was short on any department's utilities, I can transfer money. However, our budgeted amounts have been on target for utilities, so we were able to move that for an IT server upgrade that wasn't in the budget. And then you'll see transfers out going for the IT server to the SURF at $19,763. And then when I was trying to balance the FEMA monies to see how much money we have left set aside for the sewer line versus bridges, I noticed that back in May of 2019, FEMA had deobligated the Coyote Bridge. And that was due to a report from New Mexico DOT that had said that the bridge was up to par and that it didn't need to be removed. And I believe there was conversations with the property owners around the bridge, and they had agreed that they didn't want to fix the bridge. It was good as it was, so FEMA had deobligated the project worksheet. So that meant that any expenses incurred on Coyote Bridge became the 100% village expenditures. So at that point, we had already spent like $93,000 on expenditures on the bridge, trying to go get a design and stuff. So in reconciling the cash amount, I had noticed that I had never actually transferred the money from the general fund to pay for those expenditures in FEMA. So now this is just the catch-up. And now that bridge is fully 100% paid by the village.
Wait, Judy, I don't think I've ever heard of Coyote.
Oh, yeah.
that?
It's the one that's over by, where we had, huh?
It's what-
Behind, yes, Mayor
The
Crawford.
one that, when you go to the fire station, you take the left up in Upper Canyon, and you go kind of wiggle around, that bridge right there.
Oh, I
And
thought
there's
that was
only-
North Loop.
No, North Loop's way on up. But this is the one that there's like, maybe one property owner now there, one family owns everything too. And they built another house back there and whatnot, and they didn't want anybody messing with it.
I'll be darned, okay.
So, but if it ever goes down, it's 100% ours now, I guess.
So it's not completely down?
It never has been.
Okay, okay.
No, it just had some damage.
Okay, okay.
But there, you go there and there was the Rice, it was called the Rice property, another property over here, then it was
Okay.
the Vandenberg, whatever property. And then Vandenberg built another one back there and
Okay,
so,
thank you.
but they didn't want it done and we'd already started doing repairs and
Okay.
all of that.
So the next fund that had a budget change, of course, is the correction fees, and this is just the money coming out for the server. On SGRT, we had an increase of $896,773 for the Grindstone spillway. And then, of course, the money coming in to the SURF for the IT server upgrade, you'll see a transfer in and an expenditure. And then, of course, the FEMA fund receiving the money for Coyote Bridge. And then the last adjustment was in the Ruidoso wastewater treatment plant at $1,051,073, and that was for the fine screens.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? This was taken before the IFC on
Friday.
Friday. Yeah, and it was pretty quick, cut and dried,
Yes.
so, and it was approved by the IFC.
Oh, Mr. Mayor, make a motion
Okay,
to approve Resolution 2024-06, a resolution amending the fiscal year 2024 budget, quarter ending December 31st, 2023, for certain funds and application to the local government division of the New Mexico Department of Finance and Administration for approval thereof.
Second?
any final discussion? Roll call, please, ma'am.
Counselor Eby?
Aye.
Counselor Letterman?
Aye.
Counselor Jackson?
Aye.
Counselor Hooker?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Judy. Great job. Item number 2, discussion and possible action on contract with General Hydronic Utilities through Cooperative Educational Services, contractor number 2023-05, 1267-7, in the amount of $143,217.27, including New Mexico GRT, for the replacement of 98 service lines in the Innsbrook subdivision. Good morning, Adam.
Morning, Mayor. Good morning, Council. So, as you know, this is going to be part of Josh's next project to repave Mill and Overlay Innsbrook, as the service lines are meter to meter in Innsbrook subdivision. We've had multiple leaks in there. So we had contracted with General Hydronics to go ahead and get them replaced before we pave it. And this includes all of Innsbrook except for Grenoble. Grenoble's already been done.
Grenoble's already been done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then, so what this is to replace it.
Yes.
So we're moving our meters.
No, sir.
We're leaving them?
The meters are going to stay in the same spot, being that they're in the driveways. You know, that'd be a lot of concrete work, and that'd put liability on the village for replacing the customer side. So we're just replacing our service lines.
Okay. And this is out of GO?
This is out of GeoBond, yes, sir.
Okay.
I move that we accept contract with General Hydronics Utilities through Cooperative Educational Services Contractor Number 2023-05-1267-7 in the amount of $143,217.27, including New Mexico GRT, for the replacement of 98 service lines in the Innsbrook subdivision.
Okay, we have a motion, second discussion. When do we expect this to get started?
He's chomping at the bit to get started on some
Okay,
projects.
so
So
he's standing on G, waiting on no. Okay. Roll call, please.
Counselor Letterman?
Aye.
Counselor Hooker? Aye. Counselor Eby?
Aye.
Counselor Jackson?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. Item number 3 is discussion and possible action on approval of purchase of a replacement ornamental iron fence for Gavilan Memorial Cemetery due to the McBride fire, utilizing state New Mexico pricing agreement number 20-5-21-3-28 from Albuquerque Fence Company in the amount of $178,747.80, including GRT.
Good morning, Mayor and Council.
Good morning.
So this is the fence that was burned during the McBride fire at Gavilan Memorial Cemetery. House Bill 2 allows us to do replacement or upgrades to infrastructure that was lost during that fire. And so this is a upgrade of the wooden fence that was there. It's a ornamental iron fence, and we think it'll add a really nice look to it, to Gavilan. It goes across the full front of it, about 200 feet up on the south side, and about 60 feet up the side on the north side.
I think that'll be very.
It's going to be beautiful, I think.
I think so
Dress
too.
it up a lot.
Yes.
And it's in concrete 30 inches. That's pretty good.
Yes, sir. It actually goes down, the concrete's 30 inches, 2 foot down into the ground, and 6 foot tall fence.
Excellent.
All right. And the funding is a reimbursement
Just from House Bill 2.
from the state?
Yes, sir. House Bill 2.
Mayor, members of the council, this funding here, the county and the village received $5 million, and what we worked out with DFA was to do separate grant agreements. This funding does expire June 30th. We've heard that so many times, but I've been working with the director from DFA trying to get an extension on this. He feels that it may happen, but at this time, we're expending the funds knowing that that it's a June 30th deadline, so.
Okay, very good.
Mr. Mayor, I move to approve purchase of a replacement ornamental iron fence for Gavilan Memorial Cemetery due to McBride fire, utilizing State of New Mexico pricing agreement number 20-5-21-3-28 from Albuquerque Fence Company in the amount of $178,747.80, including New Mexico GRT.
Second?
Okay, we have a motion, and a second. Any final discussion? Roll call, please, ma'am.
Counselor Jackson?
Aye.
Counselor Letterman?
Aye.
Counselor Eby?
Aye.
Counselor Hooker?
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Excited about that. When should that be started?
It takes about 4 to 6 weeks to get the materials in, so
Mm-hmm.
we'll go get those ordered and then
Okay,
in about a month and a half.
all right.
Excellent.
Well, that concludes the agenda for this morning's meeting. This meeting is adjourned. So what time is Senator Burt supposed to be available to do?
I asked him about 9 o'clock, Mayor,
Okay, right at 9?